Their Majesties would see before them Robert dwe Makminne to answer the question before him.
Feel the earth tremble as when a powerful pachyderm the thunder of Thor. Forth strides Robert Makminne, retired chieftain of the Barleycorn Valley, hammer of Snowbird, the shield wall of the Lion clan, builder of mighty works, creator of precious artifacts, and protector of the treasure trove, companion of the Bergental, Sable Bear, Hourglass, Cup of St. Bridget, and Stella Maris, Lord and Baron of the Court of the East, companion of the Silver Crescent, and tree pusher. Your Majesties, I commend my squire to you. If you would grant me one moment for a final piece of business. Robert, you have been the definition of a good squire. Before you were my squire, you were my friend. I hope that will still continue, because you're one of my most valuable friends. You have something of mine, however, that needs to be returned. At least your pants should fall down, the sun fall early from the sky, and the moon rise way too soon. We have the belt to take its place. My lady and I did a little bit of work on this. This is your old man-at-arms belt, and we did a little work to it to make it somewhat more special and proper for the occasion. Upside down. The Pelican. Your Majesty, thank you.
If you would.
Your Majesty.
I know many years ago, this was not completely your intention, but I appreciate your help to me, your companionship. I couldn't ask for a better person to show me how this works. And this is for you. And if I could, Your Majesty, one last thing, I would like to say the last line of my fealty to Sir Kong that I said years ago. And the elephant shall run with the lion, and the world will tremble at our approach.
This chair. Chair. Where's the chair go?
I was going to say.
Chair. Chair.
All right. Where's the chair? Put me somewhere. Where you want?
Turn him.
I got a big comfy chair, you got a big comfy chair. Settle in, it'll be a minute. So I'm assuming that since we've set up this chair and you gave up that belt, you mean yes?
Your Majesty, I've been instructed to say yes.
Cool. You
Wise man.
All your friends are here. So,
You've been instructed to say yes of your own free will.
Blink twice.
so if there are any Pelicans that aren't currently here, now's the time. All right, let's get this underway. We have the order. They're right here. Yeah.
Hold it.
No, I mean in Coleman.
Yeah.
Let's hear some nice words about this fine gentleman.
Is there a member of the Order of the Chivalry who will speak for this person?
Your Majesty, there is. I am Baron Sir Kai Makminne, and I have traveled far this day so that I could see my grandson on this important day. And I bring words from Sir Cedric of Amorica to represent this as well. I'm getting old, so I need the glasses. Your Majesties, people of the East, and most of all you, Robert. It pains me more than I can say that I cannot be there to give these words to you in person. You will hear others speak of Robert's service, his arts, his perseverance, and his courtesy. It falls to me, and me, to speak of the chivalric virtues and how they apply to Robert. We could easily choose any of the virtues because Robert embodies them all, and we would defy anyone here that hears these words to say otherwise. Today we have chosen the virtue of humility. Robert lives this virtue. He is constantly stepping up to get things done, just because they need to be done. He is forever putting others forward for recognition for their deeds and words. He is honest with others, and more importantly, himself, and is willing to state his own limitations. He does these things without looking for any recognition for himself because they are right things to do. And he literally cannot do otherwise because that is the man he is. I say to you all, this man is our friend, and he is most definitely our peer.
Thank you.
Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel who will speak for this gentleman?
Your Majesties, I claim that honor. My name is Sir Geoffrey Fitzgalen, Companion of the Laurel. Robert is an artist in his own right, and I'm here to speak about his art and the art of his service. When an artist puts paint to canvas, he creates a picture. That picture has a main element that draws your eye. But also, in the background, there are those small elements. Robert is not the main element. Robert is the background element. That background element is the most important part of a piece of art because it is that background element that turns a piece of art into a masterpiece. Robert's service is quiet. It's behind the scenes. It is not the gaudy person right there looking you in the face. He is in the background. When a vocal ensemble sings, you hear the main voice of the melody. You hear the main voice of the harmony. That is not Robert. Robert is that one little piece of harmony that haunts the melody, that without which turns a song that is pleasant to hear into a song that inspires and drives emotion. Robert, his service is quiet. It's behind the scenes. It's unassuming. He is a man who is doing what needs to be done quietly because it needs to be done. And he does this, as Sir Kai has said, with humility. He does it because it needs to be done. Without him, our society could not run. And he is my peer. I bear witness, and I recommend him to you, Your Majesties.
Is there a member of the Order of the Rose that will speak for this gentleman?
Hi,
everybody. I'm Viscountess Sept, Canary of the Order of the Pelican, and I bring words for Her Grace, Duchess Thera, today. With a glad heart, but a hearty cough, do I, Thera Eric daughter, send these words to the court of Ryu and Andrakshi. I often speak to the difference between idealized courtesy and real courtesy. To me, courtesy is not about fancy turns of phrase or courtly manners. Courtesy, at its heart, is making those around you feel comfortable, safe, and respected. Robert is as real as it gets. When you're spending any time with Robert, he naturally makes you feel safe and comfortable and respected. He is, I would say, the personification of protection. Maybe you don't know that about him because he's generally quiet and content to simply be and let others be. He doesn't need to be at the front, though he can serve there admirably. He doesn't need to be the loudest, though he can certainly command a room. He shows up reliably, time and again. It makes us all feel respected and safe and comfortable. Our society needs more things, and the peerage needs Robert to be one of its pelicans. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Is there a member of the Order of Defense that will speak for this person?
I will. I am Master Kane Ramsey, and I bring the words of Devlin McPherson, Master of the Order of Defense. Your Majesties, Your Highnesses, and good generals all, I, Master Devlin McPherson of the Order of Defense, claim the right to speak for Robert. First off, he wishes to express his apologies. Mundane, pressing matters I have known Rob for 6 to 7 years, and he was the Baron of Bergenthal when I arrived in the barony, and it is my distinct pleasure to be speaking for him today. Generally, the Order of Defense speaks to a candidate's perseverance, but I feel that is not appropriate this day. Since Rob is a candidate for the Pelican, today I would speak to his maintenance. For without maintenance, the structures around us would crumble and be no more. This is maintenance through service. All of us help maintain portions of the game in one way or another, or at some point. We also maintain our gear so it's still useful and effective. But Rob has taken that to a new level and done it in so many ways. As a Baron, a fighter, an archer, he's helped keep Bergenthal and their events going in so many ways it would be difficult to list. So I won't. But I will say that this man has done both the glamorous and not so glamorous jobs and continues to do so. I wholeheartedly recommend Rob to Your Majesties and think that a cap of maintenance would be a fitting year. He is my peer, and it is a good thing you do this day, and I thank you for doing so. And Rob, I'd like to add my 2 bits. As one of your neighbors, I've never not seen you working. I've never been to any event that you aren't doing something. And that is what keeps the dream alive.
That's right.
It's not what we're doing on the battlefield.
That's right.
It's not the things that we wear or the courtly virtues that are idealized. It's the heart and soul of serving and that perseverance, because it's not easy. And when I heard that I had the opportunity to speak for you, I was stunned that I had the opportunity to speak for you. I truly thought that you were already a peer. I can think of no other better justification than a man who serves so succinctly and without ego than to be awarded what their majesties do this day. On behalf of myself and all of those who you have aided, thank you.
Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican who will speak for this chapter?
Your Majesties, I would like to claim that honor.
My name is Alexei Dmitriev. I am a companion of the Pelican. And I could speak into the wee hours of the night, listing Rob's service, but I won't.
Thank you.
As long as I have known Rob, he has served. The very first event I came to in Bergenthal, he was cooking. I have not seen him stop ever since. He autocrats. He has been exchequer twice. Under difficult circumstances, both times. He runs events. He helps. He has served as Baron and made Bergenthal a welcoming place to everyone. Our hospitality, I will dare say, is unparalleled. And he has been an enormous part of that. Rob is a vital part of the heart and soul of Bergenthal. Without him, we would not be who we are. And I can think of no greater recommendation. Your Majesties, he is more than worthy of this honor. And I commend you to him, for he absolutely is my peer, and I am also willing to call him my brother and my friend.
Now that all those that would attest to your right to sit amongst the children have stepped forward, I guess it's time for regalia. Is there a medallion?
Yes, Your Majesty.
There are two.
Exciting. If you want.
The first one is a ring that was commissioned by your family and friends, the Sun Shadow, as was your wish. That you could be stealthy.
We like it if you put a ring on it.
I was waiting for that.
The second
It's coming.
it's with
Ooh, sharp.
very sharp. Is a gift from our wonderful Baroness Chauvin de Spree. Its lineage starts with you.
I'm gonna put that in your hand.
Yeah. He's gonna need it later.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think it's hat.
Hat.
You're right. Hat.
Yes, Your Majesty.
That's
Far less impressive than a fur hat. Yeah, that's fair.
Really?
Point goes in the front.
Flip
Goes to the
it.
front.
It's the Papa Smurf.
You have to forget he's Japanese.
I know. So this exact same shaped hat exists in Japanese culture, referred to as an eboshi, except you wear it the other way around. It's the same exact shape, same exact cut, just wear it backwards. We're cool like that. It's like a baseball cap. Is there a cloak?
Yes, there is, Your Majesty.
Now we begin impressing him.
Made from a mammoth embroidery as the pattern for color.
The trim on both the hat and the cloak were made by Baroness Marion Fitzpatrick, and the hat was created and cloak and embroidery and applique by Ristar Alexei Dmitriev.
So I think
And
we.
it goes over. It goes over. Yeah.
Show them
right.
pagan. Show them pagan. You go, girl.
I think now we use the pin, yeah?
That's when you
Yes.
Correct.
There we go.
It all comes.
All right.
Figuring out the Vikings.
We're slowly but surely getting there.
Steadfast in both blade strife and barony service, traveler or teacher, tallier personal.
Oh my
Always
God.
is he working, wielding pen or war fire. Bergental's great golden, bold Robert dwe Makminne.
Wow.
In the East Enclosure on 4th of September, King and Queen of Tiger's Kingdom bid him forward. Ryu and Indy ask the Order of the Prick Breast, gain this gold dispenser, grant him arms by fate. The Rock by Asa Phelan Jorasdottir, words by Lauter Father Grimm the Scot.
Your Majesties, loyalty to me is the most important virtue. Loyalty to your Majesties, loyalty to your Highnesses, loyalty to the Crown and the Kingdom of the East and society. But moreover, and more important, is loyalty to the populace of the East. Loyalty to the scribes, loyalty to the cooks, loyalty to the bottle washers, and loyalty to those who pick things up and put them down. I pledge my strength and my knowledge and my efforts to make the dream we have work for all the members of your populace. So say I, Robert Duke.
I, Ryu,
And I, Andrakshi,
hear your words.
and know them to be true,
In exchange, we offer to you our strength,
and our protection,
our wrath.
and our affection.
As the karmic wheel turns, may your opposition be crushed underneath.
And may you rise to prosperity,
So long as dragons beckon at our doors,
and the sun rises in the east.
we
Bind ourselves to you.
Amen, girl.
No tree will stop us.
Thanks for noticing.
For Robert dwe Makminne, Order of the Pelican.